For landlords, by landlords. The Rent Perfect Podcast with David Pickron.
All right, on this podcast, we are on the fourth principle of the White House blueprint for a renter's Bill of Rights. We appreciate it if you've joined us on 1 through 3. Number 4 should be engaging. I'm a little baffled, so I've turned it over to Denny to say, Denny, what in the heck is going on there? Fourth principle.
Well, this is fun. This is the right to organize. We didn't know there was a prohibition against organizing. You can organize, tenants can organize all they want, right?
I don't think I've ever seen anything comes down that says you cannot get together, boycott something. I don't understand what this is. You can
stand on the sidewalk
and picket them
do
and
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well, here's what it says.
Please enlighten me, Denny.
All right. So this is the fourth principle. Renters should have the freedom to organize without obstruction or harassment. So they get to organize, do whatever they want to do, and a landlord can't have anything to do with that. Leave them alone, right?
Okay.
All right, great.
Which you'd probably do anyways.
Right. From their housing provider or property manager, and should not risk losing their housing because of organizing. Have you ever heard of a case where someone... Can you imagine going to the court? Yes, Your Honor, we're here for this eviction. We filed a complaint because this particular tenant, Mr. Pickron, he organized
and spoke bad about us.
And yeah, he said that our rents were too high, and so we're here to evict him because we don't like organizers.
Yeah,
that's not going to fly. So it says a renter should be able to identify the owner of their building and how to contact the owner of the building to engage to engage in important conversations about the property.
Okay.
Such engagement should be a feature of a healthy and productive landlord-tenant relationship.
Okay, Denny, I'm going to call you right now.
All right, you call me.
Ring, ring.
Hello, this is ABC Corporation, the owner of Fairfield Properties.
Awesome. Hey, I would like to have a responsible, really good conversation with you about an issue I am having at one of the properties.
Okay.
I think that your rent is $25 too high. The property across the street is less money, and I think you should do something about that.
Oh, okay. When is your lease up? When is the term up?
You are not allowed to discriminate against me in any way for making this phone call.
Oh, I wouldn't think of doing that. So I'm just wondering when your lease is up, so that I know when we could change the price possibly, because you may want to go across the street to where the rent is lower.
But that's not the answer I'm looking for, and this is not a healthy conversation, and you're triggering me.
Well, I understand the law to be that I'm supposed to engage in important conversations about the property.
This is not important to me.
Okay, then I guess our conversation is done. Thank you, Mr. Pickron.
Oh, my goodness. So now they want to control the communication.
It says, engage in important conversations about the property. Such engagement should be a feature of a healthy...
So who is the owner, technically, of Fairfield Apartments, if it is a corporation? I mean, they talk about the building. You can tell this is a back east type of, you got a super in the building. And,
well, the super's not here right now. You know what I'm saying? He's not here. But, yeah... So you call ABC Corporation, and they try to find somebody, I guess, who's now you're going to have somebody
but
designated.
But it says the owner, not the property manager.
It does. It says the owner.
The owner.
The owner. So ABC Corporation is the owner. So you've called me. Okay, I'm the person in charge here. We're the owners, and we're here to engage in important conversations. How would you like to go about this? We think it is important that you feel like your rent is too high. But there's really nothing we can do about it because that's the rent price that we have based on all the properties in the area.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. and that's about as far as you get. So the question is, who's going to say what an important conversation is? What does engage mean? Talking to the owner, that could be all over the place. And more importantly, why did they find it necessary to spend 2 pages on something that is silly?
Yeah.
Or is it just to say, hey, we're going to control everything?
I think it's to satisfy the protesters. It's to satisfy the people that they're meeting with, that landlords are bad. Okay, we'll let you know we're on your side by throwing in Principle 4 that you have the right to organize.
So we're going to codify the fact that you could do what you can do now.
Yeah, your rights. We're going to codify your rights.
Yeah, and so you can organize. So does that mean that they can go inside, into the office and stand there with, how far does this go?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's interesting. Again, that's going to take a lot of detail to work out because it's very specific, the right. Under the First Amendment, we have the right to organize. We can organize.
Right.
So it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, they codified the First Amendment. That was already codified, so we appreciate the double codification here.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we as landlords have the right to organize?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah. But landlords are too busy taking care of tenants and the property to organize.
So, Denny, are we legit done with this principle? Is this how dumb this is?
That's how it's going. It's gone down now almost over a cliff.
Okay.
But the bottom line is I think it just sends a message after all the other items and all the other principles that now all these things are going to happen. And it reminds me of a story, actually. I might as well tell the story.
You're really grasping for this one today.
No, this is fun. This is fun. So I'm in court. Okay, I'm in court. And actually, your dad was my star witness.
Nice.
Yeah. David's dad was a motor cop for the city of Phoenix, one of the first motor cops and taught motor cops. And so anyway, we have this case going on, and I bring David's dad in as a witness in this case. And it was over something to do with some financial things. It wasn't a landlord and tenant matter. But the lady that the company brought in as their star witness, so she goes through her background, and it was sketchy.
Okay.
And so I cross-examine her, and it was ugly. And she's like sitting there like with no credibility now. And so I began to walk away, and as I'm walking towards the table, I'm walking past the judge. The lady says, "And I'm a notary." and I stop, and I go, "Did I just hear what I thought I heard?" She's trying to rehabilitate herself by saying she's a notary.
Oh.
And so I'm just going past the judge, and I turn just a little bit, and I look at the judge like, "Did I hear that?" And the judge goes. So I turn back around. I go, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I heard you correctly. What was it that you just said?" She says, "And I'm a notary." And so I'm trying to keep from laughing. And I look at the judge, and he goes,
Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about.
and he's trying not to laugh.
Right.
Well, your dad, I look down at him, and he is crying, laughing.
Oh, my gosh.
And so I say to the judge, I said, "Judge, can the record reflect that the witness," and I said it just like this, "can the record reflect that that the witness is a notary?" And the judge goes, "The record shall reflect that the witness is a notary." And your dad is still laughing.
That's awesome.
Anyway, that's what this principle
That's what it reminds you of. It's just something that just doesn't even matter. Perfect. Denny,
Anyway.
Thank you so much. We had a little fun on that one. We've got one more, and that's the fifth principle coming up. We hope you'll wait and look for that in the coming weeks. And we appreciate you hanging in there with this 5-part principle of the White House blueprint for a renter's Bill of Rights. if we've shown a little emotion here, we're now just getting chippy and laughy because some of this stuff is funny and other stuff super concerning. But we're just bringing it to you. Sorry that we're throwing a little bit of our opinion in on there with it, but there's a lot of experience here at this table, and we just want to let you know how we feel. And wait for that 5th episode. Until that, continue to rent perfect.